fun holiday tradition or winter tradition is roasting chestnuts. And a lot of people today don't really roast chestnuts anymore, so I wanted to do a video just explaining how you can roast chestnuts, and definitely recommend you try it. They're very good. There are two methods of roasting chestnuts that I have used. One is in the oven, the other one is on an open fire. The open fire offers a little bit more of a smoky flavor to it, and when I describe to you how chestnuts taste, you'll understand why that could be a very good tasting chestnut. So when you're cooking chestnuts, whether it's on an open fire or if it is in the oven, you need to cut the shell before you cook it. So what I'll do is I'll take a paring knife and cut kind of an X on the top of each shell of each chestnut. If you're gonna cook them in the oven, go ahead while you're doing this and preheat your oven to about 475 degrees. To bake them in the oven, you don't have to put any oils or anything on a cookie sheet. Just take a cookie sheet, spread your chestnuts out, and then place them in the oven for about 20 minutes. Midway through, you might want to turn your chestnuts, but when you're baking, it shouldn't really matter all that much whether they're sitting right side up or upside down. It's still a good idea to try and flip them at the 10-minute mark just to rotate them and make sure that they're heating evenly on all sides. When you are roasting chestnuts on an open fire, you're going to need either a metal grill grate or I've seen people use metal trays with holes in the bottom. That would probably be the best method for this. You could also use tinfoil. I've used tinfoil. I'll just poke holes in my tinfoil so that some of the smoke and flames can get through to the chestnuts. When you put them on the fire, you want to make sure that the fire has simmered down to a hot coal bed. It's important to do this, otherwise the chestnuts could burn very easily. You're only going to keep your chestnuts on open fire for about 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. You want to keep an eye on them. If they start to get charred and burned, either you've got too much flame in the fire, they're too buried in the coals, or they've been on there for too long. Once you're done cooking your chestnuts, whether it be in the oven or on an open fire, you need to peel back the shells of the chestnuts, and that's when you get into the inside nut of the chestnut, which is kind of a yellowish color. When it is warm and hot after it's been roasted, this center is very, very soft and chewy. It tastes a lot like kettle corn. So what I like to do is add a little bit of butter and salt to them, and it just has kind of that warm, sweet, popcorny taste as you're eating it. The chestnuts that were baked over the open fire will have a little bit of a smoky flavor mixed in, but it tastes fantastic. I love having the chestnuts that have been cooked on an open fire. As chestnuts cool off, they start to reharden again. So if you're going to be roasting chestnuts as a treat, it's something that you would either need to do while you're sitting around a fire outside or serving as soon as it comes out of the oven, because it doesn't take long for the chestnuts to start to cool and reharden. Chestnuts are full of carbs. They also have dietary fiber, protein, fatty acids, a lot of great things for your body. They've been cultivated in Asia for about 6,000 years, and Europe for 3,000 years. And here in the United States, we used to have the American chestnut tree, which was probably like the king of chestnut trees. However, most of those have become extinct over the years. You can still buy some American chestnut trees and try and plant them. The diseases that affected those trees are still very much around, so you have to be very careful. Chestnut trees used to be just absolutely huge and beautiful. We just cut them out, and then we brought over chestnut trees from Asia, and that was a man-made extinction event of the American chestnut tree. And I guess you can't say extinction because we still do have some around. They're just extremely rare. But I hope you try some chestnuts this holiday season. We're getting close to Christmas. It's a really fun thing to do, especially if you're planning on having a bonfire. Our family loves having fires, so chestnuts are just one of those fun things that you can do, like roasting hot dogs or marshmallows over the fire, only it's probably a lot healthier than s'mores. And it's still kind of a fun, warm, popcorn flavored treat that you can have.